Hi, I'm Adam Wilson, Vice President of New Business Development. I'm here with Jeff Bell, the President of Unique Home Design, and we want to talk to you a little bit about a cool AAMA standard that came out last year, and Jeff was part of this standard from the beginning. So I want to ask him a few questions. Jeff, what made you think about bringing this standard or getting people together? How did that happen?
Sure, really. Well, there's been such an increase in demand for security-related products in the U.S. And as the market leader in security screens, we saw an opportunity to approach FGIA about including security screens in the scope of work for the association. So the board approved it, and we formed a task group and started working on the performance standard.
Okay. Who was on this group? Who was this group that you got together? Was it other customers, competitors? How did that work?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually recruited a number of our competitors to join the association and to participate in the work. Plus, we had representatives from all the major window companies, testing agencies, and material suppliers that had kind of the vested interest in security screens. So it was really an industry-focused type of effort.
Okay, great. That's a good idea. It's hard to bring your competitors together, for sure.
Yes, well, it can be, but I got to know them a little better. I don't know if that was good or bad.
Okay, good. Good, but everybody recognized that this was a need in the industry, right? And until we had this AAMA standard, there really wasn't anything that said, what is a security screen and what does it have to pass to meet security screen standards to be called a security screen? So maybe walk us through, where did you start? Like, how did you get the original testing? Was there a format that you were basing this off of?
Sure, absolutely. Well, as a company with a global supply footprint, we were aware that security screens have been around in Australia for over 20 years, and there was a performance standard in Australia that was created by their trade association years ago. And we know that led to really high adoption rates for consumers in the marketplace over time. So we were able to model this performance standard off of the Australian work, update it to be consistent with the U.S. and the needs of the U.S. market. And that really helped to kind of accelerate the development of the standard.
Okay. Well, that's good that we had something we could kind of work on, because I can imagine this generally takes a long time to get a standard put in place for AAMA.
Well, it does, and this is probably a more complex standard than many, because security is serious business, and it's really a performance-oriented category, and so you've got to have performance-oriented standards and testing methods. So when you get into that kind of nuts and bolts, it can take some time to work out the details.
Sure. So I know that that standard talks about just about every kind of security, from bars to perforated metal to mesh to all kinds of things. So let's talk a little bit about what are the main features of the mesh security standard that really we focused on for this particular product.
Sure. So the scope of the standard really covers all security screen product for residential applications.
Windows and doors.
Windows, doors, sliding French doors, large format openings, just about any opening in the home except for the garage. And so we have a standard with 5 different tests, depending on the type of screen that you're using. For the mesh deck screen, which is the main infill that we're using in partnership with Quanex, there's really 3 tests that apply. There's an impact test, there's a pry test, and there is a knife shift test. And what those 3 things do is that they really replicate an intruder trying to gain access to the home. And by applying the right forces and pressures to those, we can really replicate a pretty aggressive attempt to break into a home and be able to qualify whether the product passes or not to be really a legitimate, high-performing security product.
Well, I've been able to see that testing in person, and I know it does simulate somebody trying to drive a shoulder into that screen or kick it. So that's pretty unique, and it's exciting. How long did that take? I mean, from the time you thought we should start getting people together till it was published in June?
Yeah, it was a long process. It was almost 3 years in the making. So the industry was really committed to this. And the real benefit at the end of the day is for the consumer, right? Because these products are high value products. They're typically premium priced. And so it's important that the consumer has confidence in the products that they're buying, that they're going to do the job as advertised.
Right, that makes sense. And generally a security or, type of purchase or something to keep you safe, a safety purchase is an emotional purchase, right? That's what the consumer is looking at. Sometimes they don't consider the higher price as a hurdle to get that onto their home, right?
That's right. Well, it's more than just buying a door or a window. It's buying peace of mind, security, safety for your family, for possessions, for things that are important to you in your life. And for that reason, the consumer tends to think a little bit differently about this purchase than if they're simply buying a front door or maybe replacement windows. They're taking into account the aspect of protecting their families.
Well, I appreciate you talking about it. I appreciate you having the foresight to say this is something we need and I'm going to go down this road, because a lot of people have ideas but they don't jump in and volunteer to do that. So bringing all those folks together is amazing. If you need something like this, please contact Quanex. We have a lot of different products we can talk about. We can come and do a presentation and talk about how does that fit for your windows or doors that you have today.